Bill Maher is not a conservative. Let's be clear about that going in. He's a self-described liberal, a lifelong Democrat, the guy who spent decades mocking the right on HBO, which is exactly why what he said this week landed the way it did. He was on the show Real Time, talking with CNN's Dana Bash. She brought up Texas Democrat James Tallarico, framing him as this refreshing figure who wears his faith on his sleeve. And Maher just cut right through it. He said, I'm going to get this close to exact as I can. Well, in the Democratic Party, as long as that faith isn't Jewish, you're good. Bash was visibly caught off guard. She said, well, you said it. And Maher didn't back down for a second. He said it because it's true. He brought up how progressives went after California State Senator Scott Wiener, who is himself Jewish and gay, and the candidate to succeed Nancy Pelosi, surrounding him and pressuring him to label the situation in Gaza a genocide, with some even telling him he'd stop being a legitimate member of the LGBT community if he refused. He pushed back hard on the genocide framing himself, saying the word has an actual meaning and what's happening doesn't come close to it, and that too many people on the left are just repeating buzzwords without thinking it through. Pew Research just found that 80% of Democrats and Democratic-leaning independents now hold an unfavorable view of Israel, up sharply from 53% just a few years ago. That's not a fringe faction anymore. That's the mainstream of the party. He said, it's rare to agree with Bill Maher, but there's only one party left where American Jews can be proudly Jewish and loudly pro-Israel, and it is not the Democrats. Here's why this one matters strategically, not just culturally. When your own comedians, your own late-night hosts, your own lifelong loyalists start saying the quiet part out loud on CNN's air, that's not a Republican talking point anymore. That's a crack in the foundation. And it's one Democrats built by themselves.